Tom's here too.
All right, Madam Secretary.
All right, we got 45 seconds. Let's get ready to go.
All right, Touch ID. Here we go.
Make sure my gavel's not upside down. That's good. I don't know who puts it on here. It's always upside down.
Test.
I think Susan's still doing that, even though she's.
It's hard to let go.
Pretty sure she's trying to like go. And I won't let.
Cane sugar.
Cheers. I'm gonna put that on there.
All right, I'll now call to order this meeting of the City of White House Council for today, July the 22nd, 2025. It is 6 p.m. Ms. Hargis, no, I'm sorry. Ms. Nichols, will you please call the roll? We were just talking about it.
Change your roles.
Sir. James Wansley,
Here.
Zach Briscoe,
Here.
Bronsell Burns.
Here.
John Chambers,
Here.
Michael Lowe,
Here.
Matt Lasner.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Excellent. Please rise if you're able and join Councilman Lazarine as he leads us in a word of prayer.
Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful day. Thanks for bringing all these great people that live in White House together to do our business. We have a long, very important agenda tonight, a bunch of important business coming up with our budget process. Please guide us, give us great intelligence and deal with all these issues and keep us safe. Thank you. Amen.
Amen. Please join the council with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. That sounded fantastic, everybody. Please have a seat. It's a great way to get a meeting started. All right, so that brings us to item D, presentations. Our first presentation is the introduction of new permit technician, Lydia Lopez. Ms. Hargis.
Mayor and Council, I am so pleased to introduce our newest member to the Development Service Department, Lydia. I'm going to talk tonight. Lydia Lopez. She is our new permit technician, as the mayor had pointed out. She brings with her 2 years of progressively increasing responsibility in customer service. In her previous role, she advanced very quickly from a night stalker to a customer excellence team leader in just 6 months. Which speaks to as a testament to her strong work ethic, ability to learn quickly, and commitment to delivering quality service. Lydia is excited to begin her career in public service where she can channel her genuine passion for helping people into meaningful work for our city. Her compassionate spirit, fresh perspective make her a great fit for our team. And I believe she will prove to be a valuable asset as she grows into her role. I am so excited to see her reach her full potential. Outside of work, Lydia is a dedicated cat lover, an avid moviegoer. We are thrilled to have her join us, so please join me in welcoming Lydia to the City of White House.
I want to say it's an honor and a pleasure to meet all of you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Our staff is the heart and soul of our community.
Amen.
Most people will see you way more than they see us, and I bet a lot of them are looking forward to meeting you. Welcome to the team.
Yep.
Thank you, Lydia.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Hargis. All right, item D2 is, under presentations, is the Texas Municipal Court Association Court Support Person of the Year, Alex Anderson. Ms. Lusk.
Mayor and Council, I'm pleased to recognize and congratulate our Court Administrator, Alex Anderson, who was recently selected as the Texas Municipal Courts Association Court Support Person of the Year. The award was presented during the TMCA's annual meeting and awards banquet held July 10th in Austin. This honor reflects Alex's hard work, commitment, and the high standard of service she provides to our municipal court and the community we serve. Please join me in congratulating Alex on this well-earned recognition. Thank you very much.
Question.
Yes.
How many did you compete against?
Jennifer asked me the same thing.
they keep that,
Just say all of them.
Just say,
yeah, they keep
200,
that.
Every
400.
municipal court in the state of Texas.
Yeah, every
That is
municipal
quite an
court in the
honor.
state of Texas.
good job, Alex.
Yeah, this is your year. Awesome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Outstanding.
Thanks so much.
Make us proud.
I do my best.
All right, on to, that's a great way to start a meeting. I like both of those. On to item E, community interest. These are some items of community interest. Mrs. Black.
Mayor and council, filing for a place on the election ballot is now open and will continue through August
19th,
19th.
or 18th, Monday the 18th.
So if anyone is interested, they can pick up a packet from Ms. Nichols at City Hall. 109 East Main, we did get permanent power installed today, so we will start climatizing the building hopefully next week, which will move forward the renovations on the interior stone. Installation on the exterior continues, and will hopefully also be wrapped up next week. Just as a reminder, our budget and tax rate meetings for August will be moved from our regular meeting date at the end of August to both August 5th and August 19th.
All right, anything else from council in the matter of community interest? Can I get a reminder for that email on the 5th, please, Ms. Nichols?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so that takes us okay, I didn't hear anything else from council on community interest. That brings us down to item F, consent agenda. We have several items on the consent agenda. Number 1 is a quarterly investment report. Number 2 is discussion, consideration, and action on ordinance 25-0722-01, denial of Oncor rate increase. Number 3 is approval of the Smith County 911 2025-26 operating budget. And number 4 is approval of minutes of the city council meeting on June 24th of 2025. If no one on council would prefer one of these items be moved onto the regular agenda, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
All right, a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. With that, the consent agenda passes. All right, that takes us down to item G, other action items, ordinances, resolutions, and public hearings. Number 1 is a public hearing, discussion, consideration, and action on ordinance 25-0722-04 to amend the plan development agreement for the villas on Main and a portion of Park Meadows subdivision, a 14.77 plus minus acre land in the J.M. Draper survey, A-290, and J. Heron survey, A-293, Smith County, Texas. Ms. Hargis.
Mayor and council, Canaan Lane Development received approval in 2022 for the villas on Main and Park Meadows plan development. In 2023, the developer requested and received approval for a revised layout, which resulted in a net increase of just 2 lots. Tonight, the developer is requesting 2 main amendments to the plan development. In the eastern section, they are asking to reduce the minimum size of home from starting at 1,400 square feet to the entry of 1,000 square feet, and to shift from identical rental homes to for sale homes. Originally, they had planned to hold those houses for their rental properties, but now they're looking at a model to sell them instead. Which would also, instead of building just one type of home, they'll have multiple floor plans in that development, that section, instead of just one floor plan. In the middle section, they are asking to reduce the minimum home size from 1,600 square feet to entry at 1,400 square feet, and to change the roof pitch from 812 to 612, which would match the roof pitch used in the western section and also in the eastern sections. Because these are considered major amendments, excuse me, the application is subject to the same procedure requirements as the original plan development approval. This includes mailed notices to the adjacent property owners, public notice, signage, public hearings to allow for citizen input. The first public hearing was held by the Planning and Zoning Commission at their July meeting just last week. At that meeting, the commission unanimously recommended approval of these proposed amendments. All related ordinances and updated exhibits are included in your packet for your review. At this time, staff requests that the public hearing be open to receive citizen comments, and the applicant is also present to provide additional details and answer any questions. Do you have anything further?
So was there any public comment on this topic at the P and Z meeting on the
Yes, sir.
17th?
There was public comment on another,
Yes, ma'am.
but not on this particular one.
Okay.
All right, if there's nothing else, we'll go ahead and enter the public hearing. The time is 6:09, and we will now go into public hearing. Is there anyone that would like to speak for or against this request?
I'm here to answer questions representing the developer. I don't know now or later.
Yeah, we can do later after we go back into regular agenda. So for the public hearing section, I don't hear that anybody wants to speak for or against. So the time is 6:10. We'll bring the public hearing to a close, go into the regular agenda. Does council have any questions from the developer who is actually present here to answer any questions? You can come on up if you could state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Brent Conaway. I live at 1319 Old Farm Road in Tyler, Texas. I'm here to represent the developer. Just to kind of give you an idea, we started this a couple of years ago, and the market has changed a lot. So the front part, we call the villas. We were going to do all rental homes there, and what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to change that to 1,000 square foot, which is going to allow us more plan variety. We were going to have one plan in there, and this is going to allow just more variety. And then we're wanting to pull that into the restrictions, so that overall the entire neighborhood will be managed by the same HOA manager, professionally, third party outside of us that'll keep an eye on everything. So that kind of defines the front part, the reason why we're wanting to do that. The middle part is just more of a consolidation of the restrictions and everything in the back. The lots are bigger in the middle, so they're naturally going to have bigger houses and more features and things like that. It's just more of a restriction kind of consolidation, I guess, if that makes any sense. But that's really the main two reasons why we brought this request forward.
Excellent. Any questions or comments from council? No questions from me? All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none,
Does staff have any concerns or input on this?
all right. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to, hold on, get that back up top, almost there. I'll make a motion to approve, ordinance 25-072204, a request to amend the plan development agreement for the villas on Main and a portion of the Park Meadows.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Does this require a roll call vote of any kind? No? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. All right, the motion carries. So on to item number G2, discussion take action to adopt ordinance 25-0722-03, authorizing the influence of the sale of City of White House, Texas combination tax and revenue certificate of obligation, Series 2025, to fund up to $15 million in capital projects, including utility system improvements, public safety facility, city hall and council chambers, and park improvements, levying an annual ad valorem tax and providing the payment of said certificates, and ordaining other matters related to the subject. Mrs. Black.
Mayor and Council, if you all recall, back in 2022, we convened a capital improvements committee who recommended several capital projects that, and that plan was scheduled to go from 2022 through 2027. Back in May, we brought some of those projects before you and looking for optional funding sources for those projects. You all decided to move forward with the issuance of $15.5 million in certificates of obligation. And today, staff received the bids on those bonds. Specialized Public Finance is here to provide an updated financial presentation based on the bids that we received today. I would ask Paul Jason to come up and provide that presentation.
Thank you. Good evening. Paul Jason with Specialized Public Finance. We serve as financial advisor. Good to see everybody again. as they mentioned, we were here in May, May 27th, and gave the council an update, and that's when you kicked off the process to issue COs. We've got this hard copy presentation for all those that have it. Like Leslie mentioned, her and Jennifer were able to watch the bids come in this morning at 10 a.m. It was an online bid process, sealed bids. We feel that's the best way to achieve the lowest interest rate in the market. We opened it up to all the broker dealers across the country. When we were here in May, the rate we estimated was 4.77%. The rate came in at 4.57.
Yeah.
So 20 basis points lower. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it does make an impact. It's roughly about $600,000 lower in debt service over the life of the project, and about $30,000 a year. Also, another component to this is rates have gone up quite a bit since, well, in our world, 1/4% is a lot since the last meeting, so we were still able to achieve a low rate. If council decides to move forward tonight, we'll close August 21st. I think that's important that Leslie and I mentioned at the beginning what's going on with the special session. COs are under attack again. So we all made a prudent decision. We have a few cities that have decided to do a quick closing, try to get inside of that 9/1 date. So we're glad we're moving forward. The bids are on page 2. You can see we received 4 bids. I think in this market that's a really good showing for these firms. A lot of these firms usually come in first or second place. BOK Financial Securities was the winning bid at 4.57%, and this is a fixed rate for the life of the transaction, so that rate will not change. The debt's callable in about 9.5 years, so you can prepay it or refund it if it makes sense. Fidelity Capital Markets, Baird, you can see a lot of known names here that bid, and to have between the high and low only 8 basis points, that's pretty impressive. To me, that's a pretty efficient market. They know where the market is, and this is all based on the city's credit rating of AA, straight AA, which is a really good rating. This does not have any insurance or additional enhancement. This is solely the credit of the city that they bid on. This page, a lot of numbers here. I apologize, but the goal of this page is to show that this debt can be issued without a debt service tax increase. So based on your current tax rate, and then if we move from left to right, we feel we're using some pretty conservative assumptions with your tax base, and then we've got all your existing debt factored in, and then we've got our new debt in the middle in that box, and then we've got our fund balance that we're going to utilize as well. The city has built up a nice fund balance in their debt service fund they're going to use to manage that tax rate to make sure that stays stable. And then you can see the total debt picture. It starts declining in 2034. That provides capacity for any future projects that the city may have. Sources and uses. So the legal amount of the COs is 14.9. We did 15.5 as a not to exceed. The goal was to try to get $15 million in our construction fund. So we wanted to give us flexibility in the bid specs so the investors could bid aggressive structure, and so we were able to accomplish that. So at closing, $15 million will be deposited into the city's construction fund at your depository bank. Unless there's any questions, we would recommend that you award the COs to BOK Financial Securities.
All right, any questions or comments from council?
I like the interest rate came in lower, that's nice, so every little bit helps.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to thank the staff for not only for this, I mean, for having the foresight to put together the capital projects, getting citizen input to kind of know where we're at. So when it came time to consider financing, we had all that stuff together along with community input. I know cities that are rushing to get this done, it's gonna be pretty tight. So I'm so glad you guys had a great head start on this. Any other comments or questions from council? All right, if not, I'll entertain a motion.
Y'all hang in there, here we go. To adopt ordinance 25-0722-03, authorizing the issuance and sale of the city of White House, Texas, combination tax and revenue certificates of obligation, Series 2025, to fund up to $15,500,000 in capital projects, including utility system improvements, public safety facilities, city hall and council chambers, and park improvements, leveling an annual ad valorem tax and providing for the payment of said certificates and ordaining other matters relating to the subject.
If I may, and awarding that to BOK Financial Securities as recommended.
I'll second.
All right, second with those amendments to the motion. Any further discussion? Does this need to be a roll call vote? This needs to be a roll call vote. All right, I was one off. Ms. Nichols, please take a roll call vote.
Zach Briscoe,
Yes.
Ronzel Burns,
Yes.
John Chambers,
Yes.
Michael Lowe,
Yes.
Matt Lazarine.
Yes.
All right, that is approved unanimously. That takes us down to item number 3, discussion, consideration, and action on resolution R25-0722-01, expressing support of submission of intent to bid on the host of the Texas Amateur Athletic Federation Summer Games, Texas 2029-30 by Visit Tyler, Sport Tyler, City of Tyler, White House Independent School District, and White House Tyler Metro Track Organization. So the some of the partners in this have decided not to pursue a bid opportunity at this time, and the organization TAF has expressed interest in extending it a year out to give them time to get their stuff together. So I don't think that we should make a motion in this. It may come back different, so we'll bring this motion back before council for bringing this event to the Tyler and White House area. But for now, I think that we should just take no action on the agenda item.
So do we need a motion to table or just take no action?
It's not even a table.
Okay.
It'll just be a no action at this time,
Okay.
unless there's an objection from council. All right, hearing none, we're going to move on to item 4, discussion, consideration, and action on authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement with HAF to develop the concept plan and manage the associated construction project to a development park on property located in the Forestdale subdivision. Mr. Aaron Martinez, take it away, sir.
Mayor and council, I'm excited to be here tonight to request approval for the design and construction services agreement for Forestdale Park, a 4-acre neighborhood park in the Forestdale subdivision. This proposal comes from HAF and includes comprehensive scope with community input, a finalized site plan, preparation of bid documents, and construction administration. As a reminder, the land was donated to the city by the developer, Mr. Butch Hall, for usage as a park. Pending your approval, the project would begin this summer, with design wrapping up this winter and construction potentially spring of next year. And tonight we have several representatives from HAF in the audience, as well as Mr. Hall, and we're all happy to answer any questions.
Is there any shade trees on it right now?
There are a ton of trees.
Yeah, you can see in the picture there, it's a lot of
Well, I
trees.
can see, but I want to make sure. That's good. That's great. We love shade in this part of the country.
Any other questions for Mr. Aaron? All right. Thank you, sir. Mr. Hall, do you want an opportunity to speak? You signed up on the agenda.
I did, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
I'm Butch Hall. I live at 3706 Lake Vista Circle in Tyler. I'm the developer, the builder, and we sell all the houses. We started this project back in 2018, the Forestdale development. And one of the things that my wife, she couldn't make it tonight because she's taking my son to play tennis, or tennis practice. He practices, he doesn't play, he just practices. She made it a statement that we needed to build the park first, because that's what connects the entire community is the park. It's very important to have the park in there. We did we've done 2 feasibility studies in preparation to do the commercial side of the project, which we'll be back here in a couple months to talk to you about that project. which is right now looking to be somewhere between $4 to $6 million in the first phase of development, the cost of it. And the park is extremely important because within a 1 mile radius, there's over 1,000 rooftops within a 1 mile radius of this area. I know we've got some walking trails, we've got some parks on the other side. We know we got the main park that we're designing and building up here in the northern part. But this community park is going to serve as more than just Forestdale. Because if you think about it, in Forestdale right now, we've got over 500 residents. Now, that includes our most important residents, which is our young kids. Those kids, if you go down Gavin, which is my son, Gavin's Drive, and you take a left onto Trey, and you make another left onto Stephanie, you'll discover that there's more basketball goals on those streets than we have goals in the NBA in the whole state of Texas. The kids are out there playing basketball, they're having a good time. It's a little unsafe. We don't have much traffic in there because it's all residents. We need to have something for these kids, not just walking trails. We want walking trails, we got 4.2 acres there. But we need something there to help these kids so that they can play and enjoy their time with their friends. And the parents can also come and have time and enjoy the area. That's been one of the biggest points that the people have made about the community is having that park there. So we're really pro wanting to get that park developed as soon as possible, and it will tie the whole development, and other people from the community around us is going to be coming to that park. So it's really important to get it. I predict in the next 5 years there's going to be a big surge. I wish I was a little bit younger. If I was 20 years younger, I would have another big development south of town, but the south of White House is going to explode, especially after we do our commercial development. That's going to be in that area there. And I think you're going to see a big insurgence of people wanting, even outside the city, wanting to come into the city from the south. And so it's really important to start thinking about, the council thinking about planning for more parks in that area, because there's going to be lots more people wanting to move to White House. We have people from every place in the United States, from California, New York, Canada, Mexico. I've even got somebody from England, from South America that's moved into Florida. And it's unbelievable, is right, because we have really had an onslaught of people coming. In one street, I've got New York, I got LA, I got Las Vegas, I got New Mexico. Just on one street, we got people coming from different areas. So I just wanted to express what I was, that we really need to think about making this park more user-friendly and making sure that we have multiple functions that we can use in this park, and we're really excited, and I will participate any way that Aaron's been a blessing, because I don't know anything about parks. I would have already built the park if I had known anything about parks beforehand, but Aaron knows everything about it, and I'm really happy that the city has brought somebody with his knowledge in here to help guide us through this process, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me tonight. Thank you very much for all your service. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Yeah, I'm glad to see that part of the process is working with the community to figure out what type of amenities can come in. Every time I drive in there, there's a big dirt hill right there on the corner of Gavin and Hagen, so I would imagine the kids want another dirt hill over there. They look like ants on top of that thing. So yeah, very vibrant young community. Great to see that. I'm looking forward to the commercial experience that they can have, taking the stroller, walking up to the market, bringing stuff home fresh, cooking it. Just the stuff that we've been dreaming about seeing on that side of town a long time. All right, so we have an item in front of you guys for consideration. If there's not any more questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to authorize the city manager to execute an agreement with HAF to develop a concept plan and manage associated construction projects to develop a park on property located in the Forestdale subdivision.
Second. All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Aaron's making, all right, with that, the motion passes. Number 5 is discussion, consideration, and action on the City of White House City Center policy. There's rules around here, y'all. Aaron
Right on,
Martinez is
baby.
gonna tell us about them.
Mayor and council, if you recall, at your last meeting, this item was tabled to allow for a few refinements to this rental and co-working membership policy. Since then, staff has made a few updates, and the details can be found in your packet. Specifically, we've added a new weekday work plan membership tier, which provides access during normal working hours to the co-working space for a lower monthly rate. We're currently planning to have the building open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, with potentially an 8 a.m. to noon on Saturdays. This option gives casual users and remote workers a more affordable entry point into the space. We've also introduced a student membership, which is available to residents and non-residents in 8th grade through college, to encourage young people, especially high school and college age, to use the co-working space for academic and entrepreneurial activities. Everything else remains unchanged. Again, the policy continues to reflect a balance between community access and cost recovery. The staff recommends approval of the revised policy as presented, and I'm happy to answer questions.
Ms. Leslie, did we change that one part I asked you about by chance?
So, Mayor and Council, earlier today, Councilmember Lazarine expressed some confusion or concern, I guess, about the wording on, I believe it's on page 2 of this item, where it talks about like banquet hall is available Monday through Friday, 8 to 11:59, but after hours would be from 8 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. and on weekends. So we will clean that language up. It doesn't substantially change the policy that you're adopting. It was 2 separate things. The building is available for rental between these hours. Anything between this other set of hours would be an after-hours charge, because we're probably paying an employee overtime wages to be here, so the rate is different. We will clean that language up before we publicize the policy.
Aaron, what would determine, your Saturday hours?
Well, we're looking, that's kind of a new idea, so we're looking just at, can we staff it, how much is it gonna cost, all that stuff.
How much interest there is for Saturdays?
So, but we'd love to have it open during those hours,
So key fob access all the time.
all the time.
But having Saturday hours would give an opportunity for people like over at the farmer's market to issue a day pass, to come in and take advantage of a day pass, or to have somebody there maybe from 8 a.m. to 12 or whatever the hours work out. Yeah, 10 to 2 or something like that. Just to have somebody on site.
I think y'all did a great job.
Yeah, very thorough.
Thank you.
Does the company, the corporate memberships, so there was some inclusion of like the banquet hall that was in some of the packages, was that changed around?
I believe we changed it just a little bit. I think we took the banquet part out.
We adjusted it to where it's 2 hours of the executive conference room and
We made it equitable, so whatever so the money kind of worked out right, or the hour times.
Oh, okay.
So if you look on page 6, I think there's no extra
Oh,
allowance
there it
for
is.
banquet hall space or training room space. There is an allowance for 2 hours of executive conference room space for some of those memberships at the bottom in red.
Aha. Some reason I got down to that beautiful graphic and I thought it was on to the next topic. I didn't realize it was part of this. So,
So there is no included banquet space rental, just.
okay, it's just missing from here. Okay, good. I like that. All right, that was my only other thing. Yeah, fantastic job. I mean, this is like 3-dimensional chess, trying to figure out how it's going to be used and when, and what the demand's going to be. But I think once the word gets out on what it is, you're going to have a lot of attachment to this space. It's a great place for the community to come together. It's the White House, it's the place where the community gathers and sees each other. So appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Morgan. Where's she at? Thank you.
Now, there will always be adult supervision. The only concern I've got is a kid going crazy, but I think everything will be fine, right?
There will be security cams everywhere.
Okay.
so
It's, you know,
And every key fob leads back to an adult that has given the permission, so there's accountability there
Yes.
too.
But it will not, to be clear, it will not be staffed 24/7.
The rec isn't.
Right,
Yep.
our parks aren't, I mean, it's, we have facilities all over that aren't staffed.
There will be consequences for bad behavior and accountability.
we'll have extra, we'll have extra carpet in case they spill on it and, it's not cleaned up.
Yeah, I mean, we will require deposits and those types of things.
I know,
Those are-
okay. I just care.
All right. Any other questions for Aaron before he steps away?
Good job.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. All right. If there's no further discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve the city center rental policy.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
You got the shortest one.
That's
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. With that, we got rules, we got a policy. Everybody follow the rules. All right, number 6, discussion, consideration, and action of the rehabilitation of Quail Run manholes. Mr. Henderson, come on down.
Mayor, Council, I'm here to basically provide a brief update on the ongoing situation we've had in our wastewater collection system in the Quail Run area. Mainly experiencing inflow and infiltration, which naturally, if you've seen the last rain we've had, it's become a major issue in that area. So over the past year, we've noticed a significant worsening of the I had nitrile, excuse me, first time. Don't mind me.
Gets easier every time.
Yeah, hopefully. Largely due to the aging infrastructure we have in the Quail Run area. Naturally, all the gases, everything starts aging, the cast iron and the lids and such. So to effectively address the issue, we are proposing the replacement of existing manholes with the new composite lids and frames, which basically will, they bolt together, so it'll be completely watertight sealed, so no water in, no water out, and they're resistant to the chemical gases in the sewer system, so we won't have to worry about replacement as often.
Yeah.
And beyond reducing the rainwater inflow, it will also prevent illegal dumping from septic haulers or people just popping the lids, throwing motor oil into our system,
Ooh.
and causing havoc on the bugs at the wastewater plant. So that's something that we want to try to prevent.
I've seen Christmas Vacation, I know.
So when you say composite lids, like what?
It's basically a plastic material that's been basically rated. They've already installed them in roads, highways.
You drive over them, no
yeah,
problem.
they've been tested, and they also have a metal plate in them, so you can still chance down them and locate them if they get buried in dirt or overlaid on the asphalt. And stuff.
That's a good question.
Oh, that's cool.
And I think I had the.
I just had a question on the financial impact, the $22,360, where does it come from?
That's from the quote from, I think that was on the presentation. We had it from Underground, where we order all our parts from, because they will buy it from the company and then they ship it to us.
Where are you gonna take them?
But where does the money come from?
The funding source?
The funding source.
That,
We will put that in our current 24-25 budget, and we will do an amendment as we get closer to the end of the year, so it will come from fund balance or revenue surplus.
So is this item coming before us because it hit a threshold?
Because it's an unbudgeted item, and because it is about $22,000, we try to bring any unbudgeted items over certain amounts before you. Also, we we felt like this one had a little bit more of a public interest aspect of it because we have experienced some issues in the Quail Run area before. We have also not used these composite manhole covers, to my knowledge, anywhere in the city before. Quail Run is a little bit unique. Those sewer lines were added after the neighborhood was developed and the neighborhood was annexed in. So the sewer lines run in drainage ditches for the most part because that was the existing space available. So they're
They
designed
run
to rate
under drainage ditches.
under drainage
Okay,
ditches,
good.
so they are more prone in and under drainage ditches, so they are more prone to inflow and infiltration when it rains. So I really appreciate TJ coming up with an innovative way to maybe make that a little bit more efficient and more effective down there. We did also look at a few other things such as smoke testing those lines over there, but it felt it was pretty cost prohibitive, just to find out where we have issues when we already know we have issues in that area.
Is that literally running smoke through them and seeing where the smoke
Yes.
comes out? Okay.
It's just worn out in it. It's just time. Yeah.
So if this is approved, when do you think it'll be done and completed?
I'm hoping we could probably try to get it, there's 15 total that we have to do. I'm hoping, depending on actually, because it's hot, so we probably won't be working in complete heat, but I'm gonna try to get 2 a day, so it only takes, depending on how long it takes them to get in.
Right.
We could probably have it done, I'd say, in about a month and a half, somewhere in there.
And in our system, is this a unique issue, or are there other places in White House where we may have this come up in the near future? Do we know?
I would say it probably will come up. I mean, it's not as big scale as this, but as we start getting into that point, we'll start maybe incorporating these lids, so that way it'll be more of we only are the only ones that have access to it.
Okay.
I mean, naturally, somebody could probably find a tool to do it, but it's gonna be
Makes it tougher.
basically a deterrent.
Right.
And if they work well, we could certainly implement it in certain other areas in town that are particularly subject to inflow and infiltration in our system.
Right. So it's not necessarily the traffic that wore them out. It's more like these are designed better to put up with the rainfall and the backflow and all that stuff, right? Okay. Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Good job.
All right, any other questions or discussion from council? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve the rehabilitation of Quail Run manholes.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. With that, the motion passes. We're on to item 7, discussion, consideration, and action to authorize the city manager to execute an agreement with HAF for Black Hawk Creek improvements to include the relocation of approximately 1,520 linear feet of wastewater line and the upsizing and realignment of stormwater infrastructure in and near the Rosebrook subdivision. Mrs. Black.
What, Mayor and Council, you get a new public works director, it gets expensive real quick. I'm just kidding. TJ's done a great job in identifying issues and making sure that we have a plan to move forward to fix them. As I mentioned in our budget workshop on Friday, this is a project that came up recently. This is Rosebrook Boulevard. Highway 110 would be right over here on the left-hand side of your screen, and then Rosebrook Circle right here. And we were talking about an issue that is occurring right in this area. After the recent rains, we were made aware of a significant erosion issue as a part of our stormwater system. Staff is recommending that we move forward quickly with engineering and a construction solution to get this problem resolved. As you can see, this is an exposed 6-inch sewer main running through this drainage area. So this would realign and remove that from the drainage area, as well as fix the stormwater systems that you're seeing here. It would also need to be realigned. We're facing some issues due to the way that the culverts are aligned there, and this would fix that as well. Staff is recommending approval. The funding source would be the 2018 street and stormwater COs that we have remaining. And this would take the remaining balance of that fund.
Any questions or comments from council? Anytime your sewer lines are showing, you gotta do something.
And this agreement is just for the design and, I believe, the construction management of that
Okay.
project, not the actual construction bit itself.
Right. And when that's corrected, that line won't be flowing under that drainage culvert anymore. Okay. Which is what you just mentioned in Quail Creek, like we have this happening over there as well. But not to this,
Not to this
extent, this is,
Just
must have been
desire.
an impressive amount of water to come
Yeah,
through there.
not
do
supposed
that.
to look like that.
Right. All right,
HAF is also present if you have any questions for them.
yeah, any questions for half council? All right. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to authorize the city manager to execute an agreement with HAF for Black Hawk Creek improvements to include the relocation of approximately 1,520 linear feet of wastewater line and the upsizing and realignment of stormwater infrastructure in and near the Rosebrook subdivision.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. With that, the motion carries. All right, we're down to item G8. This is discussion, consideration, and action on resolution R25-0722-02, a resolution of the City of White House, or the City Council of City of White House, Texas, opposing high-capacity water well drilling by Pine Bliss LLC, Redtown Ranch Holdings LLC, from the Carrizo-Wilcox Aquifer, citing rest of local water supply, public welfare, and long-term resource sustainability, providing for transmittal of this resolution to relevant state and local authorities, and establishing an effective date. Mrs. Black.
Mayor and council, if you're not aware, Pine Bliss LLC and Redtown Ranch Holdings have both submitted permits or preliminary work for permits to draw water from the Carrizo-Wilcox Aquifer. Several other local authorities have expressed concerns with the amount of water that they are proposing to remove from the aquifer and then relocate to other regions throughout the state. What they're proposing does not in any way benefit the East Texas area and would most likely draw down the aquifer to levels before it could adequately be recharged, endangering local water supplies. At the state legislature, the Committee on Natural Resources held a committee hearing on this, also expressing concerns, and I do believe local representatives met with the governor to discuss that as late as today. So staff has prepared the draft resolution that is in your packet so that you as a body can share your concerns with this project, and that we can then share that with the proper officials.
Any questions? Is this new to anybody? Anybody just now hearing about this? Okay. Awesome.
I'm glad we're joining this because this is a severe threat to our water source. So.
One of the biggest deals in this state is population interest, but also water. You got to have water. So I think it's a good thing.
All right. If there's no further discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve resolution R25-0722-02, a resolution of the City Council of the City of White House, Texas, opposing high-capacity water well drilling by Pine Bliss LLC and Redtown Ranch Holdings LLC from the Carrizo-Wilcox Aquifer, citing risks to local water supply, public welfare, and long-term resource sustainability. Providing for transmittal of this resolution to relevant state and local authorities and establish an effective date.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. With that, the motion carries. All right, that takes us down to item number 9, discussion, consideration, and action on ordinance 25-0722-02, setting out the recommendations for a non-substantive home rule charter amendments from the Home Rule Charter Commission as authorized by Charter Section 11.07. Mrs. Black.
Mayor and council, as we discussed at our last meeting, the Home Rule Charter Commission began meeting earlier this year and has made 2 different sets of recommendations. The first being what are considered non-substantive changes to the Home Rule Charter. These are changes that clean up the alignment and clarity of the charter without significantly changing the regulations and rules that we need to follow within the charter. The attorney working with us, Mr. Gary Landers, has provided that information and reorganized those sections as provided in your packet. Staff and the Charter Commission are both recommending approval as presented.
Any questions on the proposed changes from council? All right. Want to thank again the Charter Commission for going through and reading every word of our charter. It's a lot, and some of those words were written a long time ago. It's not an easy read, but they loved it. It takes a special kind of person, and God bless them for being that.
Amen.
All right, if no further discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 25-0722-02, approving a non-substantive change to the City of White House Home Rule Charter.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. With that, the motion carries. All right, now we get into the substantive changes. One moment. That is item H10, discussion, consideration, and action on a recommendation by the Home Rule Charter Commission for substantive changes to the City of White House Home Rule Charter. Again, Mrs. Black.
Mayor and Council, the second part of the Home Rule Charter Commission's recommendations are what our attorney considers substantive changes, meaning these are changes that would need to go before the voters before they could be placed into effect. The Home Rule Charter Commission is recommending 9 substantive changes that include making the city secretary an appointed staff position of the city council, removing the age restriction for running for city council or mayor. Right now, our charter calls for it to be 21. State law only requires that you be 18. The next item is to change the requirements for city council candidates to be the same as set out in state law. This is not the same as the prior item. We asked for the attorney's opinion. He felt like it needed to be 2 separate items.
Okay.
Let's see, item number 4 would be amending the charter to remove the restriction on former employees' ability to run for council and mayor, and vice versa for the next 2 items. Our attorney felt like this would be something that could be challengeable if someone chose to do so in court. And so he's recommending, and the Charter Commission is recommending, that be put before the voters. A few other things related to the employment and contract provisions of the city manager. This is a change as state legislature puts more and more provisions in state law regarding city manager and local officials, removing some of these so that we do not end up with a conflict with state law. And then also amending the charter to provide clarity with the number of petition signers that are required. So current language says that a certain number of registered voters must sign a petition. The number of registered voters changes constantly, and so this sets a specific date so that we can very clearly have a very certain number of registered voters that would need to sign any petition. Should you all decide to move forward with these substantive changes and putting them before the voters, you would do so in the order of election on August 5th, 2025 for the November 2025 election.
So if we put these on the ballot, will they be written just as they are here, or will they have a little explanation with them, or?
No, we will have ballot language that we have to, and the ballot language needs to be very specific. As a reminder, city officials cannot advocate for or against any ballot provisions. We can provide additional information to the voters, but it needs to be very fact-based. And we can talk about that once you all order the election, if you would like to proceed with providing materials to the electorate on what those changes, why they're being recommended, and what they would mean, should they be enacted or not enacted.
Yeah, number 8 sounds like we're not gonna pay you anymore.
I know.
So, curious to see
It's kind
what
of
votes we get on that one.
volunteer position.
Got to move that compensation.
It would just allow some of those provisions to be provided for in the city manager contract versus the charter.
I think it's some great improvements. I really do.
As the mayor mentioned, the commission did a lot of work and a lot of reading, a lot of back and forth on all of these items, and so we really appreciate their input and efforts on this.
Councilwoman Burns, is there anybody else that was on that committee that's in this room that you know of? Anybody else? No? You're the sole representative of that committee today?
Yeah, from what I've seen.
So these items to pass just need a simple majority vote, or? Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, thank you for your work on that, and
Thank you,
please
Ms. Burns.
spread it. It's a great way to learn the charter,
It was.
to be assigned. Yeah, any further discussion from council? The only one that doesn't sit easy with me is
Which number?
it's the ability to move from elected official directly into city employment. That's the one that I read, and I don't know.
Seems hinky.
Yeah, it just seems, but you said it could be challenged.
That was the attorney's concern and why he felt, wanted to make sure the commission discussed it at length, because it is challengeable. He felt like we would have a hard time defending it in court should we get to that point. I've seen charters with it, both of those. Probably a little bit more challenging the other way, going from city staff to elected official. That would
Yeah, I'm cool with
definitely
that.
be a
I mean,
challenge.
I'm good with that. I just,
Yeah.
as elected officials, we get thrown into the same boat as like people in Washington, and you hear revolving door, and they're only,
Lobbyists.
you know, yeah, they're lobbyists, and they're just there to make a position for themselves. So, if I had a choice, I would make it to where, of course, if you were city staff and you want to run for an elected official, that's people get to vote for that. But it's the hiring process that could be influenced by the elected officials going the other direction that I don't like.
So, Mayor and Council, it is within your purview to remove any of these items from the ballot, should you not want them to move forward.
But there's a chance it could be challenged if it remained on there at some point in the future if someone,
There's a chance, I mean, but there's a
On all
chance
of
any of it can be
Right.
challenged, so.
Yeah, that would be my only recommendation is to remove that one.
Yeah, and I agree with what you're saying, Mayor. Yeah, so I would be for removing that part.
number 5,
Yeah.
I'll second that.
It is a bit concerning.
It is, yeah, because there's.
That's the only one I read that I'm like, hang on a second.
Potentially way too much influence from.
Yeah.
I agree.
So would the motion be to approve the recommended substantive changes as presented minus number 5?
Yes, sir, that works.
You okay with that, Councilwoman Burns?
I am.
Okay.
Just one last quick question.
Good point.
Is it possible to just put a time delay between the ability to be hired?
I think that's what's
I
in
think
there.
that's what it's currently.
It's a 2-year, I think, right now.
So it is.
Yeah.
Which seems,
2 years?
I can't remember if it's 2 or 3. It may be 5 years, but it's a couple years between getting
Yeah.
off of council and being able to get employed by the city. 5.
5 years.
5 years, and that's fine.
And that's what it would remain if you guys chose not to put this before the voters for that one.
So it's
I'm not
not
agree with the
completely
5 years.
restrictive, it's just a time
I
delay.
don't understand the restriction, but I don't agree with the 5 years.
You think
Maybe
5
3.
years is too long?
I do.
Yeah.
I think 5 years is too long.
So we got 2 points, one to remove it and one to maybe amend it to 3 years or 2 years instead of 5?
Maybe not 5 years, but maybe 2 or 3. 3 will be
I think that gives enough time for someone to get off the council or stop being mayor, and it's not immediate like, hey, I'm leaving, thanks for the job.
Exactly.
Yeah,
100% agree.
Mayor, think there's any
I think
thoughts
3
on that?
years. If not,
I think the people see this on the ballot and wonder which one of us is trying to get a job in 3 years.
or 5 years. Or 5 years, or 10 years.
But I mean, a full term is 2 years. More than a full term away from being in that position seems like a reasonable amount of time. It's kind of arbitrary to me whether it's 3 or 5. I don't know that an opportunity would come up that's, so emergent that it makes a big difference between 3 and 5. So I think the 3 gives enough cushion to prevent what I was seeing as a
I
problem.
think so too.
I'm good either way.
Well, let's say I'll make a motion to receive the recommendations from the Home Rule Charter Commission and out of the following items before the voters on the next available uniform election date, items 1 through 9, and on item number 5, amend that to say, after a 3-year period.
I'll
Second.
second.
Heard Councilman Lowe first on the second. He seconded it first. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, do we need a roll call vote on this? Substantive changes, let's do a roll call vote, Ms. Nichols.
Zach Briscoe,
Yes.
Francel Burns,
Yes.
John Chambers,
Yes.
Michael Lowe,
Yes.
Matt Lazarine.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, we've got our charter changes
Good at it.
coming soon to a ballot near you.
Yeah.
Go vote.
All right, that takes us down to item G11. Discussion, consideration, and action on a recommendation to the EDCOG nominating committee for the 2025-26 EDCOG officers. This one's me, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of.
We were hoping so.
So I currently serve as one of the Smith County representatives for the East Texas Council of Governments. I'm the municipal elected official position. They also have a county elected official position. And they have a method for advancing to president of the executive committee. And I'm currently sitting at second vice president, which means in October I'll take the role as vice president. And then in October of 2026, I would take the role of president. And then a month later, I would no longer be mayor. So that would be a month that I would serve in the role of president. So it came to my attention, they alternate between county official, city official, county official, that the county official that's currently in line to be the president is not wanting to serve in that role. So I spoke with the executive director and a couple of people on that board, and it resulted in me going ahead and making the request to be advanced in the position to take the place of what was going to be a county commissioner's place, to have me serve as president starting in October, so that I would get a full term, not just 1 month, in place as president on that board before I term out as mayor in November. So in order to make nominations, so as a member of EDCOG, this council can make a nomination for the officers, which is what you're presented with here, and that's why my name shows up in that position on the officer slate. It advances me one position, so it gets me there 1 year earlier in place of somebody who doesn't wish to serve. Very long and convoluted, but that's where we're at. Any questions from council?
Appreciate your willingness to step up and do that.
Yeah, thank you. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation of James Wansley as chairman, AJ Mason, Mason as first vice chairman, Patricia Finchman as second vice chairman, Ralph Caraway Senior as third vice chairman, and Rashad Mims as secretary treasurer of the ETCOG board.
Second.
All right, a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Thank you for your support. Motion carries. All right, number 12, discussion, consideration, and action on changing the date of October city council meeting. Ms. Nichols.
Mayor and council, I know we talked about a lot of date changes at the last meeting, but we're gonna change one more date. The TML conference moved to the last week of October this year, so that's gonna put us in conflict with our council meeting in October. And so we're proposing that we move the date from October 28th to October 21st, 1 week earlier.
Sounds reasonable. Straightforward. Any questions from council on that proposed change? Stalling as I bring up my calendar. Good to go. All right. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to move the October city council meeting from Tuesday, October 28th, 2025 to Tuesday, October 21st, 2025.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. With that, motion carries, date change. All right, G13, consider future agenda items. Sure we have some. Are you holding back, Mrs. Black?
Mayor and council, our next two meetings will be filled with tax rate and budget once again. It is that time of year. So at your next meeting, you all will need to propose the tax rate for the fiscal year 2025-2026. And then we will go through our budget again, and then we will hold public hearings and final adoption on August 19th.
Excellent.
We'll also have the election called on the next meeting also.
Ooh. Good times ahead.
Times are moving on, ain't they?
Anything else from council to consider for future agenda items?
Pretty full.
All right, hearing none, we'll move down to item H, administrative reports. We're gonna receive reports from staff. The June reports are in. Let's see how the bandwidth is today. Doo-doo-doo. I don't wanna get a cease and desist, I wanna do that. Here it is. Maximized. All right. Moving right along.
Just seeing June and July sales tax. They're in line, not
Yeah.
increased this time.
Looking a lot better.
But we've been selling a lot of water lately,
Yeah.
last couple of
Maybe
weeks.
more in July, hopefully that July number will be up.
Yeah. Permit fees, yep, looks good. A third of the permits are COs. People are putting up signs, 4%? What?
Notice that training hours were up for fire. Did y'all have a big school just happen?
We had, yeah, we had a bunch of guys get certified in wildland.
Cool.
And that was it. And then we had a new, employee, and so everybody got.
Everybody got some education.
Chief, did we get a request from Kerrville County to go down and help out or anything?
No, we did have some of our staff members that are on specialized state teams that were deployed.
I think Longview went.
They did.
Yeah.
Looking good. Water consumption. Yeah, I guess that number will go up too.
We've had a lot of more rain in June than I
Yeah,
can
May
ever
and June.
remember. I mean, we've been really fortunate. So,
It kept it cool for a while, it's starting to catch up again.
you ain't kidding.
The heat's on.
I walk outside to check the mail, you think I've been jumping rope in the attic.
I love how looking at these graphs sometimes, it looks like it's like really high, and then when you click on the thefts, it's 3.
Yeah. Yeah, can we put the scale on the left 100 instead of 4.5? Who gets half for crime anyway?
That's the attempted.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I wonder if we're getting closer to our burn ban.
I think
It's hard to tell.
we're probably way off from that.
Oh, yeah. I haven't really had to water my yard yet.
No, I mean, we've had a lot
I
of
wish
rain.
you would.
I'm sorry, I'm
I've been
going to be a
helping.
team player.
I've been helping.
We've got hurricane season going on now too.
I mowed my yard twice last week.
I should set an example, you're right, I should be watering my yard.
So we had the Meals on Wheels director at the Peace Officers Luncheon last week speak. And a lot of people, I got some feedback on that. A lot of people were surprised at what all Meals on Wheels does and what they need. So I'm glad we got that done.
All right, any questions on the June reports from council? All right, you also had a financial statement with you, any questions on that statement? All right, that takes us down to item I, executive session, of which we have none, so we don't need a J, reconvene. That takes us to K, adjourn. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, stay here. The time is 7:08. We are adjourned.